The Justin Robert Young Daily Program, brought to you by everybody that supports us at PayJuryDaily.com. Enough of talking about how we support the show. What do you say we just do the damn thing? Oh, hello, friends. Hello. Welcome to yet another edition of the Justin Robert Young Podcast. My name is Justin Robert Young. We are joining you today on January 9th. Can you believe it's already 9 days into 2019? I'm still writing 18 on all my podcast episodes. That's actually true. I've lost like 3 podcast episodes because I didn't realize that I needed to write 19 on it. For those of you who don't know, I'm also a co-host on another program called the Daily Tech News Show. It is about tech news. We talk about all sorts of different things, gadgets, trends, companies, privacy concerns, political intrigue. But the entire DTNS permanent crew, a.k.a. the homie Tom Merritt, Sarah Lane, Roger Chang, they are not here in California where they normally live. No. They have made their way to the Silver State of Nevada, where the tech press congregates for the Consumer Electronics Show. This is effectively the beginning of the hype cycle for what people are buying, what people are selling, and what people will want to purchase throughout the year. Now, part of this process is, the crowning of certain gadgets as the it thing, right? Something that you should pay attention to, something that journalists should mark, something that buyers should pay closer scrutiny to. And one of these awards went to something that was a little interesting. Yes, folks, it was the Aussie. It's a robot massager. Oh, well, that's nice. We live in a fairly tense world. Well, I read a thing the other day about how millennials' default is burnout. So one might think that yeah, you want to know what? A little massage, a little massage wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but a massager is fairly specifically shaped. Kind of looks like an apostrophe, as if there's one curved end at the bottom, and then a real flat surface there at the top. We read now from the BBC. A sex toy designed for women has been banned from the technology show CES. Scandal, friends. Please, somebody tell your virtual assistant to grab your pearls. Laura DiCarlo said it had been invited to display its robotic Aussie vibrator at CES after winning an innovation award. CES organizer, the Consumer Technology Association, which granted the award, said it had included the device by mistake and could withdraw any immoral or obscene entry at any time. The chief executive of Laura DiCarlo, Laura Haddock, said that CES and CTA had a history of gender bias. In a statement to the Next Web, the CTA said the product does not fit into any of our existing product categories and should not have been accepted. We have apologized to the company to our mistake. However, Laura DiCarlo is not taking this one sitting down. Ms. Haddock cited several examples of other female-oriented products included in the award category that this vibrator was in. She quoted, 2 robotic vacuum cleaners, 1 robotic skateboard, 4 children's toys, 1 shopping companion robot. Looks like all the women's interests are covered. right? I added that little extra sass there on the end because I assumed Lori DiCarlo would appreciate it. OZ clearly fits the robotics and drone category, and CTA's own expert judges agreed. She went on further. We firmly believe that women, non-binary, gender non-conforming, and LGBTQI folks should be vocally claiming our space in pleasure and tech. Now, this is kind of funny because there used to be a porn show that would go on right next to CES. Or maybe that was Comdex. There was like Porndex and Comdex. But there was another. Effectively, there was like in either the same convention center or next door, there was a porn convention and a tech convention. I guess it was Comdex. Then eventually CES, right? I don't know. So you would think that this is the Venn diagram, right? This marries the two. The history of this convention intertwined with its old running buddy. But no. Apparently people are complaining also because there are other sex toys that have been displayed at CES that have not been kicked off. Miss Haddock said that there was a double standard when it came to sexual health products targeted at men versus women. Men's sexuality is allowed to be explicit with a literal sex robot in the shape of an unrealistically proportioned woman and a VR porn in Point of Pride along the aisle. She's referring to the real doll sex robot Harmony, which debuted at last year's event, and a room showcasing virtual reality porn off the main conference in 2017. There is also apparently an unofficial shuttle bus taking people from the conference site to a legal brothel for a sex video experience controlled by an Amazon Echo. So is this a case of gender bias? Would this item have been stripped of its ability to get an award if it had been the most luxurious and exciting pocket pussy of all time? Although, one thing is for sure, this item has now gotten vastly more press than it would if it had just won the award, right? Like, there's no doubt about that. Absolutely. This thing now is has gained more mind share for being kicked out of CES than it would have been if it had just very quietly won an award and been able to put it, in some kind of press release. Now it can do both. It can say, we won the award and then we got kicked off. Smash the patriarchy by inserting this drone vibrator. I don't know what's special about it, though. That's one thing that none of these articles have really been able to point out is like, what is, does it look into your eyes and tell you what the future is going to be? Like, is it also a magic 8-ball? I know what it is. For all the ladies out there, it'll order you Postmates right at the beginning, so by the time that you come, your food is just coming. I fucked that up. But by the time that you come, your food is just arriving. Nailed it. Go ahead and give me your opinion. JuRyDaily@gmail.com. Again, JuRyDaily@gmail.com. We still got a bunch of emails about whether or not I am still in the middle of dry January. We had this question. I made a mocktail the other day and accidentally put bitters in. Bitters has alcohol in it. Am I now soaking wet when it comes to dry January? Curtis writes, hey, JuRy, I looked up the Oh, wait, sorry. That was about Drake. We'll get back to Drake. Cameron writes, I don't think a couple dashes of bitters ruin dry January. I'm taking a dry week to go along with the Whiskey Vault channel, but I'm still drinking kombucha, which, depending on the bottle, is roughly a couple % alcohol. I'm not buying the stuff from the beer aisle that has the higher alcohol content. I don't need to show my ID at the store, so I'm not doing it to get drunk. Like with your gin and tonic, I didn't taste it or feel it. Maybe this is a letter of the law versus spirit of the law thing. All right. Listen, the only law I know is you, the jury. The jury decides for jury whether or not I violated dry January. Davin goes on, grapefruit bitters. I dig the unconventionality. But if you want a strange dash of bitters that actually taste good, Fee Brothers Rhubarb Bitters is where it's at, dog. For real. I mean, Davin, can you at least wait till January or to February to give me the fucking cocktail tips? You little scamp. RJ writes, I just listened to how you drank something with bitters, not realizing that they're alcoholic. I myself only learned this year. I'm building up my home bar, and I was amazed that I was not carded at self-checkout at the Walmart buying bitters. I looked at the label. It said 40% alcohol, which is the same as most whiskey. I have to wonder if there's a case anywhere that a minor was legally buying a ton of bitters to get drunk. Keith writes, I work at a large alcohol manufacturer. Bitters is considered a non-beverage by the TTB, the government agency who control alcohol manufacturers, even though it does contain some alcohol, so you're in the clear. Tyler writes, if perfection is your definition for success, you'll often be disappointed. Pout in the mirror for 3 seconds and then get back on the wagon. You've gotten 30% of the way through your self-assigned goal with only one slip-up. You're doing well. All right, we got a couple emails about Drake, too. We asked you guys whether or not if Drake was a creep. Is Drake a creep? Curtis writes, hey, JuRY, I looked up the performance where Drake pulled a 17-year-old on stage and found out that it was in Denver, Colorado, where the age of consent just so happens to be 17. Of course, age of consent falls apart when the older person is in a position of power, and we could certainly argue that the rap star on stage was the authority in the room, but I'm not convinced that there's anything conclusively wrong here. It's only creepy if he had hoped that she were 15 and will never know his true thoughts. The person filming it, however, is the bigger creep for filming, saving, and distributing a video of the questionable acts with a minor. As far as texting with a 14-year-old actor, that's a clear-cut case of the creeps. If it helps, I'm white as the foot of snow on my car this morning. Yeah, that rules out Curtis LaRock, who's in our chat. Andrew the Keen archaeologist writes, I've been real fucking confused as to why Drake gets a pass for his creepy behavior for quite some time now. And I agree that it's perplexing that he's getting called out now for this specifically as opposed to his apparent grooming of Millie Bobby Brown. It's also a pattern. Haley Baldwin says says that she knew him from around the age of 14, although they supposedly didn't date until she was 18. Wait a minute. Are we talking about Justin Bieber or are we talking about Drake? So it's not just speculation on her part that he's grooming her to date. He has done it at least once before. Oh, I guess it's Drake. I didn't know. Drake dated Haley Baldwin? Haley Baldwin dated Drake and Biebs? Now she's married to Justin Bieber. Complicating all this is the fact that the age of consent in Canada is 16. Canada, low-key, is a real redneck place. That's all I'm saying. Everybody in America tends to think of Canada as a very metropolitan, polite kind of place. I'll tell you what. Canada's a little hayseed. Canada's a little redneck. Country music is gigantic in Canada. Huge. I think Shania Twain's a fucking thing. Joe writes, when I'm on the road and I want to make sure I go to the workout room or at home, or when I want to exercise in the morning, I don't put on bed clothes at night. But I instead wear gym clothes or running shorts and a gym shirt to bed. That way, when I get up, I feel weird taking off exercise clothes and showering without at least getting them sweaty. I give myself permission to work out without brushing my teeth or too much personal care. FYI, I'm bald, so it makes it a little bit easier. Also on the road, I tend to drink less at night. Nothing feels worse than a hangover on the treadmill. Well, there we go. Now you've explained to yourself and the audience why I don't tend to work out when I'm on the road. Oh, Mailbag Thursday tomorrow. High Thoughts Thursday tomorrow. Who's ready? I'll tell you who's ready. Our producers, the Jen, PD Rave, Non-Specific, Rock and Roll Martian, Joe Acosta, well, Redneck Tech, James the OG, Brito, well, and Matthew B. Hey, you want merch of this show? Head on over to Stickers or DIAF. You can get it at bit.ly/stickers or DIAF.com. No, bit.ly/stickers or DIAF is how you get. All right, here we go. Bit.ly/stickers or DIAF is how you get on our mailing list. Stickers or DIAF.com is how you buy the merch. Bring back the music. You can email me, jurydaily@gmail.com. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at Justin R. Young. And, of course, you can join our Discord. That's a chat room that goes all night long. bit.ly/jury Discord. JURY-DISCORD. All right. Till tomorrow, it's your old pal Justin Robert Young asking you to please give a round of applause to Mr. Wacky. But more importantly, please,
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.